Good morning, everyone. Pleasure to be with you again on this beautiful Tuesday morning. Very special Victoria's Day yesterday for those of us from Canada. I hope you enjoyed your celebrations yesterday. And of course, next Monday we've got Memorial Day for another reason to celebrate and to be grateful and express much thanks for what we've been given as a result of the sacrifices of those that have gone before us. So this morning, this is our leadership call or leaders call. Again, if you're on the call, you're a leader. That's part of what this whole concept is about. I want to perhaps just begin by passing the time over to Mike. Let him just share a few comments on the schedule before I jump into a brief message and call to action from my end. So Mike, do you want to jump on and share your thoughts?
Sure. Okay, great. Thank you, everybody. The schedule, the call schedule, the regular Rhythm of the Business call schedule, there's only some minor adjustments to it. I know there's been some questions and we've had a bit of this and that, but there is only some minor adjustments to the actual schedule, but we're doing a different way of posting it and recording it. So for those of you who are hosts, come Monday, that's when we expect to pull the trigger. Come Monday, then you will be the one hitting record, but it'll be recording onto your laptop. So make note that that's where the recording is going to end up, in a file, in a Zoom file on your laptop. If you've not done this before, I might suggest you do a practice run with your Zoom platform, do a 5-minute recording of something, watch what actually happens, how it downloads into your folder, and then from there, you can decide whether or not the rest of the world needs to know about that particular call. So you could either let myself know or Heather at Dave Johnson's office know and say, you know, this was a killer call, here's who was on it or whatever. We should have that posted to the Royal Alliance YouTube channel because we've got tons of content there and we need to narrow that down as well to the best of the best. But that's how we'll manage the content going forward. As for promotion of the content, it's up to you to actually promote your event. So if you know you've got a call coming on, I'll give you an example. When each of us were hosting wellness previews, we weren't looking to the other person to our left or to our right who was doing a wellness preview in Buffalo or in California to find out what they were doing. We were minding our own business. We were doing our preview for our business, for our team. We were marketing it. We were promoting it. We had attendance to it. And that was really our business, an event that we were hosting. So I want you to take that on in that light, that the difference here is you're hosting an event, but we're able to access it. So it gives us universal access. So each event becomes a public event that we can plug into, that we now have this facility to be able to do that with. We would not have been able to do this if we were hosting wellness previews in hotels like the past. So it's just the same concept, only now with more access points for consumers and for prospects. And that's really the goal of this, is to create greater access. It's kind of like the internet. You know, the internet gives us 24/7 access to content if you've got some really good content. And we've been getting some really good content loaded up on the YouTube channel. And a number of you are already using that content in place of or in lieu of some of the live events. But it's not there yet where we are 100% one or the other. It's going to always be a blend. So pay particular attention to how you promote your event if you're the host, or for those of you who are inviting guests, how you promote an upcoming event. Find out from the calendar what's coming up and promote it. Once the event has been recorded and you have that event on your laptop, you can decide if you want to upload it to your own YouTube channel, and then you can promote it that way as a piece that you're doing for yourself, for your business. Or if you feel it does warrant the benefit of all, we can then pick it up at the Royal Alliance and plug it in onto our channel. You can just send us a file via e-transfer, or I guess there's different types of transfer programs that you can use, Dropbox and so forth. Send us the file and then we'll upload it as well. So that's another useful way of managing these events. One last piece of this, and that is, how do you find out what the schedule is? Right now, Heather's putting together a PDF of the schedule of events. So that's going to be one page that it's all there, so you can follow easily, know what's going on. You can download that file from the Royal Alliance website. You can send that file to a guest or to your downline, let them know what events are online where they can plug in. Always the same place to plug in. You go to theroyalalliance.com. There's 2 selections for which channel you're listening to, if it's the power calls or if it's the regular schedule. And then that plugs you in just like before. So This gives us a little bit more of a streamlined approach, less time consuming in terms of the individual efforts that go into uploading, downloading, and cross-pollinating the schedule. So the schedule remains intact. It's just how we're going to market and promote the schedule that's a little bit different.
Yeah. Excellent. Thank you so much, Mike. These calls, especially be it live or recorded, are such a great asset for us to be able to demonstrate just how much we have to offer with Niken. So it's really, really important that we make the most of this. So much of the presentation is done on our behalf when we utilize these tools. So please continue to make good use of them. Again, the purpose of this is not so much for us as it is for those that are not yet with us. And what we want to do is be sure that we're inviting guests, bringing prospects, introducing new customers, and sharing this information out so that we can lift our businesses and see them grow. And it's to that point that I just wanted to have a brief message today and an invitation to everyone that the power of what we're doing here is significant, but only when we open our mouths and share it with others. That is the critical key that I have found makes all the difference. I want to share just a couple of personal experiences from this past week that I hope will be of interest and of help to each of you on the call. I hosted last week on Thursday a live Facebook event, the first time that I've done something like that, because Facebook have only just introduced a new facility where we can have live streaming broadcasts from Facebook direct onto Facebook. It makes hosting live events really fun, really easy, and very attractive for people. Now, why do I share this? Well, there were some perks in there that I didn't see or didn't anticipate would happen for me. I was chatting to a guest that attended on Sunday to see if, to get some feedback from them. What did they think? Well, for a start, they loved the product. They're interested in getting some vital balance. Great. I got a new customer from that particular person. But what was also neat was as she was in the meeting, she liked the format so much that she messaged her sister and invited her to check it out at the same time. And all of a sudden, I had a guest inviting a guest who then were both participating real time in the meeting, becoming customers. That is something that I've not experienced before. That was really exciting. So what am I doing with this as a result? Well, we saw already people that participated that were Niken people have already started to host their own. One of the people that I'm mentoring on Sunday night, without invitation from me, decided to host their own live Facebook event. Fantastic, wonderful. They were stimulated by what they saw and wanted to do the same. I'm going to experiment again. This Thursday, I'm doing another one, but this time it's for the business opportunity. Now, I posted this event at about 11 o'clock last night, my time, or 1 a.m. Mike's time, as an example. It's now 9 o'clock my time. Already, within that short space of time, I've got 37 people that have expressed interest in coming, but 13 of them I've never met before in my life. Prospects, potential business partners coming because they want to see how they can make money live on the internet. This is a pretty neat way of doing this. What I would say is, it's not the way of doing it, it's a way of doing it. What I have learned as well is that all of the face-to-face stuff still becomes very important. The face-to-face invitations, the sharing, the referrals, all becomes a critical part. The follow-up in advance to confirm commitments, the follow-up afterwards to get feedback to help them keep a commitment. Again, all of that stuff integrates. What we see is, it's not a matter of online, offline. It's a matter of, it's just a shared space of activity now. The two are integrating very comfortably. Now, I share this for a number of reasons. One, I've started to get a flood of interest from people that either jumped onto the live event, were very excited by it, want to see how it works. I did deliberately create a folder for all of the tools that I used for posts, for links to videos, for script of message and structure of program and all that kind of stuff. If people are interested, I'm just going to have that as a folder. You can just have it if you want it to copy. Again, it's a template. Fine-tune it, tweak it, change it if you wish. It's not 100% crafted because, of course, this was my first one. But what I saw was it got some really good results. Generated a lot of new interest in customer acquisition, which is great. got some great referrals from it as well, which was fantastic as well. And I'm getting more interest in the business side as an immediate indicator to sharing the product, which is very interesting to see. But here's the other point that I want to share with you on this, because I think it's important, is that activity of building my business, of reaching out, talking to people, of hosting events, of inviting people and following up. It's fun stuff. It's good stuff when we do it. But what I've learned yesterday, I had a meeting with the core group of my team that are interested in building their business. This was a builders meeting, just a handful, about 5 or 6. But the invitation was really simple. Rather than spend a lot of time training them on how to do it, we did just one thing: set a date in the next 2 weeks to host an event. Put a date in the diary, and then what you find is the nervousness, the anxiety, the stress, the worry, the adrenaline, the excitement, all of that other stuff that goes into making it happen and making it successful will bring out in you the questions that need to get answered. If you can't get the answers yourself, you know where to go to find them. You come to us, you go upline. But the critical thing is, if we don't put a date in the diary, if we don't schedule a meeting, if we don't make something happen with a specific deadline, then nothing will. We'll spin our wheels, we'll go round and round in circles, talking about it, but never getting to a real conclusion. And what we want to make sure happens is put the date in, feel the burn. I want you to know, on Thursday last week, you should ask my wife how I was feeling in preparation for that live event Thursday night. I was nervous. I was scared because this was a live event using technology that I hadn't used this way before. But I wouldn't know how it works if I didn't do it. And I just wanted to give it a go and see what happens. Like I said, it's a way, not the way. On Friday morning, I'm driving an hour up the coast to do an in-home for a brand new person that I've signed up to help them with their guests, doing an in-house, in-home, live in the flesh, not online. Like I said, it's not exclusive. It doesn't replace all the other stuff. It is simply another way. But the critical point is get the date in the diary and let's get to it. And I am confident. I got so many more answers by doing that, by setting the date and then chasing the answer because of the adrenaline and the nerves that came as a result of that personal commitment than I could have ever had in any other setting. So my invitation to you today, ladies and gentlemen, on this leaders call is put a date in the diary within the next 2 weeks. I extended that invitation to some of my colleagues yesterday. I did it myself and put a date in the diary for Thursday for a live event, and I've got an in-person event up the coast on Friday. So I've done it twice, and I've done it within the week. It doesn't have to be at the end of 2 weeks, but I wanted to feel the burn. I don't like to feel the burn too much, so let's get it out the way, let's get it done, and let's move forward, and let's get the next one. Once you've done it, you actually get a rush. And yeah, that was kind of cool. And you can evaluate it, you can give yourself feedback, you can get some feedback from others that attended, but let's have some fun, but let's not stretch it out and have unnecessary anxiety, because the closer you do it, the more you quit, the quicker you move, the better you feel. So that's my invitation to everyone today. Let's put a date in the diary. Let's make something happen. And then we will learn so much as a consequence of our own activity. I remember a number of years ago, and I'll share this in conclusion. When I was younger, I think I've still got a pretty good memory, but I had a really good memory when I was in my 20s. I could memorize things pretty fast, and it could take me just a few minutes to put something to memory. And I was really pleased with that. As one that loved reading and loved books, I could memorize quotes and passages of great verse and literature very quickly, and could sound really poetic. And I loved it. I love words. It's a hobby of mine. I love to read. I love to write. But I learned something when I hit a brick wall, or perhaps hit a bottom floor, perhaps, and I realized that all the stuff I quoted didn't quite mean as much in reality if I hadn't lived what I was speaking. It's one thing to be able to quote it. It's another thing to be able to do it. What I've learned as I do, and this was one of the reasons for me why I wanted to jump into the field. I've been in this space for years. I've been around it. I've been in it, but I've not been doing it like you guys have been because I had a different role to play. I wanted to do it. I wanted to prove to myself that what I spoke could be done. And I think there's a message here for each of us. We're all at different stages of learning, but the critical thing is we will learn more and gain more wisdom from doing than simply from listening. I want to go back to what Mike said at the beginning as he talked about this wonderful schedule of events that we've got. We will get more power, more wisdom, more experience from them when we invite others to participate and join us. That is where the real wisdom comes in. My wife has often quoted, wisdom is knowledge correctly applied. We've got to apply it, not just quote it. I made the mistake years ago of thinking I was wise because I could quote it. I learned through practice and through experience that real wisdom is achieved through the application of the knowledge. So if you want to get wisdom in your business, if you want to learn what the greats are doing, simply do what they're doing. Yeah. Bring people to the meetings. Don't just join the events on a weekly basis. Bring people with them. Mike, you've raised your hand. Do you want to?
Yeah, I wanted to reiterate and sort of mix the two messages into one, because your point of choosing a date and actually on your calendar that you're hosting something, whether it's in your living room or it's an online event, you're taking the responsibility to host an event for a number of guests. You're going to go through the exercise and the effort of populating that event like you would any event that you had. And I wanted to mention that the calendar of events is also could be your presentation. I mean, so you could be blending the two, where you choose an event on the calendar that you're going to have people attend with you, but you're promoting the event as if it's your own. You just have a guest speaker hosting the event online for you. If you look at it together, now you're really leveraging the power of what this is actually supposed to be for.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Mike. I think that is really, really important to stress. And I mentioned before that it's not online, offline. We can join the two. You could invite people into your home and have them sit around your computer and have someone else do the presentation for you. And then you can ask questions afterwards. You can have a live in-house with a guest speaker from out of town. Yeah. And you've got all of this flexibility that you can offer that makes it really, really powerful. Or you might have a recording of an event that you saw that you loved, and you can bring that into your room, show it on your TV, have people sit in your living room and introduce it, have them watch it and discuss it afterwards. There is a host of different ways that you can integrate live, in-person, recording, technology, in-home, you name it. It's all blending together. That's the critical point. Let's blend it together. Let's raise your voice and let's make full use of this program of events and the technology that we've got available. But it all comes down to this thing. Set a date in your diary, own it, take responsibility for it, and you will learn far more from that activity. I want to take my hat off to Alex Medina, who is someone that I'm mentoring, who hosted an event on Sunday. He had a small number of people participate, but he gave it a go. He put his word out. He hosted an event. He took ownership. He took action, and he did it. And that is nothing but praiseworthy to me. And we can do it again and again and again. And we practice live. We learn from our mistakes. And like I said before, one of the great things that any great leader can do is acknowledge when they've made a mistake. Yeah, no leader is perfect. And so there will be plenty of times. I hosted that event on Thursday. I didn't do a perfect job. People had fun. But were there things that I learned that I'd do differently? Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's okay. So I want you to know it's okay if you try and don't get the result that you want at first. Just keep trying. So I want to say thank you to everyone for being on the call. I'm not sure if my screen is frozen here. Can you see me all right, Mike? I might ask Mike to take over. My screen is suddenly frozen.
We see you.
You see me? Okay, here you go. Let's come back. Okay, but I want to say, please, please put a date in the diary. Make a commitment, own it, be responsible for it, feel the burn, but feel the reward afterwards. You will be so glad that you did. It'll change your business and it'll make a real difference. And even if you have one person show up, that's okay. And if that one person is you, then it's great practice. Do it again. Yeah. There's been plenty of times where great leaders have hosted meetings where they're the only person in the room, but they keep on learning, they keep on doing, we keep on persisting, because eventually we craft our message, we give ourselves practice, we give ourselves experience, and others will learn from that. And it's important. It's great for people to be able to hear that you were the only person that showed up, but now you're a success. Yeah? So keep on at it. Keep on doing it. And I promise you good things will come. So thank you very much for joining us on this call. I look forward to hearing from your successes. If you want to have a check out of what I'm doing, jump onto my event on Thursday morning at 11 a.m. It's live on Facebook. So you don't need anything to do other than to click onto my Facebook link and join there. You'll see it all live. Thank you very much, and we'll see you at the next meeting. Take care, everyone.